Moving on to the next award, please welcome from the Graduate College, Dean Kate Corrigan.
Hello and good evening. What a pleasure to be here today. That was a hard act to follow, even though he didn't play. He kind of left us hanging. But you know, it occurs to me that that's really the greatest dream of all of us who have chosen to be educators and faculty and deans and educational administrators, is to have students and alumni who far outshine us and surpass us and go off in the world and do so many amazing things. And that's really been evidenced here tonight. So it is my distinct pleasure to introduce UNLV's Graduate College Alumna of the Year, Mrs. Cheryl Strabala. While I'm delighted to stand before you this evening to celebrate the accomplishments of so many outstanding Rebel alumni, tonight is especially important to us. You see, this is the very first time that the Graduate College has ever recognized an Alumni of the Year. And as you can imagine, with more than 26,000 master's alumni since 1967 and 1,700 doctoral recipients since 1977, it was no small feat selecting an accomplished and versatile candidate with a demonstrated commitment to our Southern Nevada community. I am so pleased to recognize Cheryl Strabala tonight as our inaugural UNLV Graduate College Alumna of the Year. Cheryl's work ethic and her dedication to the community and to UNLV is as strong today as when she received her master's degree here in 1980. As an elementary school teacher working with special needs youth, Cheryl enrolled at UNLV to study special education and educational administration. Upon completing her master's degree, she stayed in the classroom instead of becoming a principal and taught kindergarten through 8th grade students, where she applied her expertise to support her students to success. After more than a decade, Cheryl decided to leave teaching and make an impact on our community in another way. She became the vice president of PD Distributing, which was then a small, primarily Italian food distribution company right here in Southern Nevada. Today, thanks in no small part to Cheryl's vision, her leadership, and just plain old grit, PD Distributing is one of the fastest growing food distributors in Las Vegas. They supply just about every pizzeria in town and many of the Italian restaurants on and off the strip that we all enjoy dining at. Maybe even more impressive, though, is that PD Distributing has a reputation for supporting the restaurant owners that they serve, many of whom run small, local, family-owned businesses. During the recession that we all weathered together here in Southern Nevada, when many of their clients saw declining sales and faced extreme hardship, Cheryl and PD Distributing stood by them during the tough times and helped them weather the economic storm. Indeed, they helped many of them grow and thrive amidst it. Those were hard times in Las Vegas, and it was people like Cheryl and PD Distributing that got other businesses through it. Cheryl is also a champion of volunteerism across our community, in her church, and at the Meadow School. Cheryl is a person who makes a difference in the world around her and mobilizes other people's skills and passions to affect change together. Besides being an outspoken advocate for literacy, Cheryl has authored a manual called Invite and Invest, which outlines a successful strategy for harnessing the power of volunteerism. She also founded inviteandinvest.com website, and she consults on strategies and tactics for successful volunteerism. Finally, the Strabalas, being a bit rebellious, is a bit of a family affair. So it's not just Cheryl that we're recognizing tonight, but I have to acknowledge Mrs. Alma Strabala, who's in the audience with us. She's in her 90s. She took every class in Spanish UNLV had to offer, and then some Russian, which she admits to being a little rusty on these days. And she takes 4 to 5 classes a semester in OLLI, in our continuing education program. Besides that, both of Cheryl's children, Alex and Mackenzie, have studied at UNLV and are proud rebels. And her son Alex, in fact, was one of 5 graduate students to win the Donald W. Reynolds Governor's Cup Award for Entrepreneurism a few years back. So excellence and a commitment to education and the community clearly runs in the Strabala family. So Cheryl, thank you for all you do. We are so proud to have you as one of our outstanding graduate rebels and to recognize your accomplishments here this evening.
Thank you, Harriet, for that wonderful introduction. Members of the selection committee, distinguished UNLV alumni and guests, I want to extend my gratitude for being selected as Alumna of the Year. I feel so honored and thankful. I would like to also thank my husband of 35 years. Gary has always encouraged me to pursue all of my passions, whether it's teaching, volunteerism, business, and gardening. Gary is so supportive, he even pretends to enjoy gardening as much as I do. My mother-in-law, Alma Strabala, is here tonight, and Alma has also been a constant source of support throughout the years, and I just don't think I would have made it without her. Many years ago, when I entered UNLV, a master's degree program, I was seeking a degree that would allow me to become a school principal. But UNLV provided much more of a valuable and versatile education. The well-rounded education that I received at UNLV allowed me to make a seamless transition from educational administration into business. I think it's because my professors didn't teach like how to become a principal, but rather they taught leadership skills and strategies that can be incorporated into any career that requires leadership. To this day, I still utilize so many things that I learned during my education here. I remember one of my professors explaining that many schools or organizations often have morale problems caused by, the proverbial troublemaker. And one of the ways that a real leader can deal with that is to recruit that person, engage them, invite them, team up with them to bring about positive change in any organization. So those are the kinds of things that also just adapted when I went into business. So thank you, UNLV, for giving me such a versatile education. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to study here and for the award. Thank you.